la mulata. Caminas. Ay, mamita, caminando. Caminas. Dale un poquito para acá. Caminas. Camínala. La vecinita del frente, buenamente.
Hello and welcome to the Dave Perez Show. You know what? I'm honored today because I have a member of one of the cool groups I used to listen to, and I kind of still do actually, because I listen to Me TV. I love Me TV music. Is Carl Giammarese.
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 You gotta get that Italian in there.
Of the Buckinghams. Yeah, I got to get a little bit more Italian in me. I got to eat more pasta or something. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me on. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so
here we
much.
are at the beautiful Arcata Theater.
Club Arcadia.
Yeah.
Arcadia.
Arcata.
Okay.
Arcata.
See, the gentleman knows.
Arcata.
I'm going to start from like the very beginning and stuff, but I just want to say I'm a fan. I love,
Well, thank you.
you know,
Thanks.
I love all the things you guys done throughout the years.
Yeah.
Susan and, you know, Hey Baby, you're playing our song. I love that. That's one of my favorites because I went to my first theater production when I was a sophomore on a field trip in high school, and they did the Neil Diamond play. You know, I forgot, I think it's Hey Baby, they're playing our song. And they actually sang that song in their performance in Neil Simon production. And I'm like, that is such a cool song. And I didn't realize it. I didn't put two and two together really. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, we're very fortunate, you know, going back to the middle or late 60s, you know, there was such a great music scene in Chicago at the time. There were so many different venues to play. We were at dances, teen hops, teen clubs. There was just the whole Midwest, you know, we travel all around the Midwest, and that's where we cut our teeth, where we got started. And then we were very fortunate, we finally got a break on a local TV show. On WGN, it was actually called All Time Hits. It was a variety show for 13 weeks, and that was in 1965. And that gave us our first opportunity. You know, for 13 weeks we were on every week. We were kind of the token rock band on the show. Whatever hits were on the charts that week, we would perform a couple of them on the show. You know, so that got us a lot of exposure. You know, got us going. You know.
Yeah, you know, there's, like you said, in the 60s there was, like, in Chicago alone, there were so many different bands that started up that became really, I mean, known locally, but then they started growing nationally. What age did you start even performing? I mean, with music or singing or anything of that sort?
Well, you know, I picked up the guitar when I was about 13 years old. You know, I grew up in Chicago in an area called Uptown, and it was kind of a rough neighborhood at the time. I think my parents were just looking for a diversion, something for me to do, and they introduced me to the guitar, and I started taking some lessons, and so I really embraced it and loved playing. And then I had my first band. A cousin of mine who lived in the suburbs, Jerry Alardi, he called me. He says, "Hey, I'm forming a band. Do you want to join?" You know, and I never played in a band before. And at that time, I was about 15.
That's about right.
At that time, yeah. And I says, "Well, that sounds cool. You know, let's do it." You know, so and Nick Fortuna, who's original Buckingham, who's with me, still touring and so forth. He was in that first band with me. He was a friend of my cousin Jerry's, and we formed a band with me, Nick, Jerry, and this other guy, bass player Kurt Bachman. And so the four of us, that was our first band. And that was probably the end of 1963, 1964, and right when the Beatles were.
Okay.
The Beatles came to this country, you know. And,
what was influences? Was that part of it?
Well, that was the biggest, you know, up until the Beatles, I was just kind of having fun with it. I didn't, you know, I didn't think I was going to make a career of it at that point. You know, I was in Lane Tech High School. And you know, majored in commercial art. You know, wanted to be maybe an automotive designer. I don't know. But little by little, you know, the Beatles came along, and it was magic. Right? All of a sudden, everybody wanted to be a rock star.
Yeah.
And
Eddie Murphy just ended up being that, right?
Yeah. Right. we just got real excited about it, and we started doing some Beatles songs and playing, and then eventually I left that group and joined some other guys, and that band was called the Pulsations.
Pulsations.
And then they changed our name in the TV show I mentioned. They liked the band, but they wanted a different name. They wanted us to capitalize on the British invasion. So they came up with the Buckinghams.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
That's going to be my next question. How did that name come about?
Yeah, well, that's the TV show, All Time Hits, that we changed our name for the show. And after 13 weeks of doing that show, our manager got us a record deal with a record company in Chicago called USA Records. And then we found ourselves in Chess Studios down 2120 South Michigan Avenue, and that's the home of some of the great blues players, back in the day, and like Muddy Waters and Little Walter and Chuck Berry. And, they were all recording there. And we didn't know much about that stuff. We were a pop group, but we did our first recordings there.
Did you ever meet them or hang out with any of the blues?
A little bit, it's just not a real lot, because I don't think they took us seriously at the time. You were.
Well, yeah. How old were you at that time when they turned into the Buckinghams? What age were you?
I was just turning 17.
Okay, so you were young.
So it was young. We had our first #1 record, Kind of a Drag.
Awesome song.
When I was still a senior in high school.
No kidding.
Tech, yeah.
How was that to be a senior in high school? And hey guys, that song on the radio.
I wish I could say it was cool for all the girls, all the ladies, but you know what? It wasn't co-ed at that time. Lane Tech was all guys. So that wasn't cool. That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy, because the guys would pick me up from school. We had a van with all our equipment in it.
Okay.
We did a commercial recorded a commercial for a car dealer called Mr. Norm, and we did a Mr. Norm commercial, and he paid us with the van. He gave us a van.
Oh wow!
So we had a van to travel in, and we would load all our equipment up. At the start of the weekend, and we would take off and play a gig. Try to get back in time for school.
And you kept taking off. I mean, you're on the Ed Sullivan Show, I believe?
Yeah, well, that was a little later than, once Kind of a Drag, by February of 1967, Kind of a Drag was the #1 record in the country.
Because I saw that episode of the Ed Sullivan Show when you guys were on it.
Yeah.
Just out of pure... about a month or so ago or whatever, because it's on repeats on MeTV and stuff.
Well, that was one of the great, back in the day, in the 60s, that's what we had. We had variety TV shows.
Yeah.
If you were lucky, you'd be invited to perform. We did the Jerry Lewis Show, Joey Bishop, American Bandstand.
You met some people in the time.
The Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour, that was a biggie. And you'd record a new song, and if you were lucky, they'd invite you on the show. And of course, the big one was Ed Sullivan. So being 68, the song "Susan" made its debut.
Yeah,
its debut on the Ed Sullivan Show. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate that. Boy, this is so great. I mean, I don't want it to end, It feels so good up here. Yes. Anyway, this next song we're going to do for you is really a special song. We always wait till this part of the show. It's a very special song because for the Buckinghams, this was our most recent hit record. It was 1968, but, oh, that's not funny now. It seems like just yesterday. Anyway, we did this song. We did this song for the first time on the really big show, on the Ed Sullivan Show way back then, and we'd like to do it for you right now, a song called Susan. Thank you. looks like I am losing. I'm losing my mind. I'm wasting my time. Susan, do you have to be confusing? I ask myself why you're saying goodbye, goodbye to me. No other girl could ever take the place of you. Though you're hurting me, you know I'll always be thinking of you. Girl, I love you. Whoa. No other girl could ever take the place of you. Though you're hurting me, you know I'll always be thinking of you. Girl, I love you. Hey! Come on, put your hands together one more time for us. I know you remember this song at the end here. There's this little a cappella part. The words are, I love you, yes I do. I want to see if I can get you guys to help us out here. Are we ready? Here we go. I love you, yes I do, I do. I love you, yes I... Come on, everybody. Everybody, here we go.
Totally sidetracked with the music business. You know, it just kept getting more and more involved. It kept getting bigger and bigger, and before you knew it, you know.
I guess it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I have no regrets. I mean, we were very fortunate. You know, we had a great run. You know, the Buckinghams, the first Buckinghams, the original band, we were together from '65 to '70. The music was changing. Oh Lord, make me more like you. It was something I wrote that was pretty close to me. It was right after my father had passed away, and the weird thing is that I think I wrote that song in about 15 minutes, and it turned out to be recorded by a couple different Christian rock groups.
Oh.
You know, and I never thought of doing that, but they picked it up and recorded it. And it was, but other than that, I can't say I really tried writing for other artists. You know.
Some artists have done that for other artists. And,
oh yeah.
You know,
Jim Peterick, who we're with. By the way, here we are sitting in the restaurant here at the Arcada, and we're getting ready to do the Cornerstones of Rock show tonight.
Yes.
With I mentioned Jim Peterick, the Ides of March, the Crying Shames, New Colony 6. This is turned into a live show now because several years ago we did a PBS special.
Okay.
And with all these groups, and it was so successful that we turned it into a live show, and we've been touring and mostly around the Midwest. What we've been here at the Arcada Theater several times with this show, and that's tonight. We're doing a sold-out show at 8 o'clock.
Wow, yeah, and you're going to be having some coming up as well. The start of the new year, you're going to do another Cornerstones of Rock here as well.
Yeah.
So.
And the Buckinghams, I wish I had all the information with me. We're playing a Christmas show on December 14th. It's a fundraiser, and it's in near Bourbonnais, Illinois.
Okay.
Actually, Bradley, and it's and if you get a chance, if everybody gets a chance to look on the Buckinghams Facebook page, all the information for that show will be up there.
Which I'll also have it on the credits at the end. So watch the credits at the end for all the information on that. We're not done yet, but I just wanted to remind everybody of that itself.
Yeah.
And I'll have all the information from you as well. It's really cool, the Cornerstones of Rock, because it's bringing like all the '60s bands from Chicago area, basically, right? I don't think all those bands are from Chicago, I believe.
Yeah, it's all the bands that had a lot of success back in the middle to late '60s, and when we were all playing together and doing shows, it was a very special time, and just by the turnout, the amount of people that come out for this show tells you how successful and how people still embrace that time era and that music.
Absolutely.
The baby boomers just love their music.
And you know what? We don't forget good music. I mean, I love '60s and '70s were the best 2 decades in my life. Yeah. And I debated with a lot of other friends of mine about music. Yeah, there's been great bands and such, but I mean, the '60s and '70s, you can't beat it. And I think that's a market which it's great that everyone's, you guys are coming and doing your stuff still, because there's a huge market. I'm 57, and that age group,
You're a young guy.
Well, I'm not going to ask how old you are, but I mean, hey, you hold up pretty well. I mean, you got to be in good condition to.
Yeah, well, it's important to try to stay in shape. So I work out a few times a week, and my partner Nick Fortuna, bass player, he works out every day, and it shows because we're in very good shape.
Gotcha. These days, if I can, I used to play a little piano, but I don't play no more. I'd love to. They once asked, hey, my daughter, Dad, when you make it big, how do I'm like, when I make it big, I'll know when I make it big is when I go to rehab. As an actor, I'll be in rehab. And then I said that to one of my buddies, and he goes, what about if you're a musician? Well, I'll know I made it big when I have someone singing my karaoke song. Yeah,
well, I mean, that's always.
I got a song that people sing at karaoke.
When somebody, that's a funny story about that. We were on the road one weekend, and after the show we stopped in at some bar or club, and they were doing karaoke, and they coaxed me to get up there and do a song, and it was one of our songs.
Gotcha.
I didn't know.
Gotcha.
I didn't know. So I got up there and I sang it, and afterwards some people in the audience said, you sang that really good. You really sounded good on that song. I just said, thank you very much.
You sang it really good, but Carl Giammarese.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. I know I did an interview with Jim Peterick. He was on my show last spring, I believe. And he had the same situation. He was out having drinks or dinner and stuff, and they had a late karaoke night at this place after a certain hour, and he was there just to sing one of his songs. I sang Vehicle with him on the show. It was really cool because I love Vehicle. But when you walk in there, it's kind of cool. You're incognito, and especially if it's a younger crowd.
Yeah,
because
they don't know.
I mean, by face, I is Carl here? Oh, I'm Carl, Dave, when I first met you today. So now I know your face, but if they were younger, like my daughter's age, she'd, wow, pretty good voice for him,
Well, it always amazes me when you talk to younger people, like your daughter, or even younger, and you mention the Beatles, and they, who? Wait.
Yeah.
I think I remember, wasn't that Paul McCartney's old band or something? I mean, they don't know who the Beatles are.
Yeah, that's
a phenomenon. They were a phenomenon. They gave us more great music than anybody. Yet there's some younger generation that doesn't really connect with it.
Yeah, I mean, even actors.
I don't know.
I brought that up even with actors and comedians. And who's Richard Pryor? Like, you got to be kidding me! You don't know who Richard Pryor is?
They don't know.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it.
What did your dad or mom think when you said, I think I'm going to be a musician. I want to join a band?
Well, like any parent, I think they were a little bit, negative about it. They wanted me to have security. It seemed real insecure for them to want for me to pursue that, and it just wasn't. But things started happening for us pretty quickly, and they came around pretty fast.
I would think when they're watching on Ed Sullivan, I think he made a good choice.
Yeah.
So.
At that point is, you don't need another job now to fall back on. You're doing okay.
Yeah. Anytime I tried to reach out, I usually got a really quick response. So go to the website. Yeah. It's all updated.
Yeah.
And you got to check these guys out. So are you guys starting out tonight, the concert, or how's that going to play out?
We close the show.
Gotcha. How many songs you normally play a night when you do?
Well, when you do this, our normal show is 75 to 90 minutes.
Okay.
When we play a regular show, but when you're part of a package like this, there's too many acts. You can't possibly play that long. So we mainly play all the hits, and so we're doing maybe about 6-7 songs. So we're doing about a half hour.
Okay.
And that's what everybody, the Ides will open up the show, and they'll do a couple songs. They'll bring on probably Jim Sands and the Shadows of Night, and then the Crying Shames will come on, and then the New Colony Six, and so forth. And then we'll be the last.
Does everyone come on stage and do one song together at the end?
Yeah, at the very end, we'll do an encore together.
Awesome. I don't want to give spoilers away, but you got to come and check it out the next time around, because unfortunately this won't air until, I'm going to push it to air next week. I'm looking at my producer, so got to edit it and air it next week. But no, I know you said you're going to be in Bourbonnais in December
14th.
14th.
Christmas show.
Aha.
And it's sort of a semi-Christmas, because what we do is we have a Christmas album, but what we'll do is we'll pick about 6 or 7 songs from that album and we'll mix it in with our regular show. So it's not all Christmas, but it's there's some traditional Christmas songs like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Gotcha.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and then there's a few original Christmas songs that I wrote that we'll do too. So
cool, some original stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know I'm going to try to make it out for the 2020. I'm going to be here today actually, but I don't know how long I'm going to be in. The show's going to start up pretty soon, I suppose. And at what, 8 o'clock it starts?
8 o'clock. We probably won't go on until about 9:30. If somebody would have said to me, how long are you going to be doing it? I remember somebody asked me that when I was about 20 years old. How much longer do you think you'll be going and doing this? And I said, well, I hope a few more years. And here it is. We've been in the business 50 years now, making music. So
I won't ask that question.
I don't know how long. It's I'll play as long as that I'm healthy enough, and I always tell people that are close to me to tell me when it's time to leave the party. It's time to pack it in. When the quality goes down, you don't want to still be pushing it. But other than that, as long as there's an audience that wants to come out, we're very grateful. We've been very fortunate through the years to have such a loyal following, and people support us and come out like tonight. It'll be sold out. And that's what makes it all worth it. People ask me, how could you play those same songs every night? Well, it's because you have an audience that wants to hear it, and they're singing along.
Yeah.
And that's what inspires you, and that's what keeps you still going and being creative. It's because they're there for you.
And that's the thing. As long as the demand is there in anything in life, you just got to supply and demand, and it's always going to be there. I don't know. I guess at some point in time things wither away and
well, everything is constantly
burner.
changing.
But
it's always changing. Things will eventually
they evolve or
comes to an
something.
end, But
any do you guys opened up in your earlier days for bands. What would I'm assuming, or did you just go straight to the main stage because you hit it off really well?
You mean did we?
When you toured, did you ever open for other bands?
Oh yeah, sure. You know, we used to tour with the Beach Boys. We used to open for them.
Oh wow.
We played with some of the British groups like the Hollies and
Okay.
the Yardbirds. And,
Was Clapton there?
played
at
on
the time?
shows. No, he was already gone at that time.
Okay.
Played shows with Neil Diamond.
Those got to be great memories.
We played a show in the Guess Who.
Oh yeah.
And the group The Who opened for us.
No kidding.
Yeah.
The
Back
Who.
in '67.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's when they were just starting to get popular in this country.
Oh my God.
'67.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of great memories that you got to have. And I'm going to send all the information for the Buckinghams, the website and so forth, so you can check out everything. December 14th in Bourbonnais. I think that's a private event, though, correct?
No, it's not. It's open to the public. There are tickets available at several different outlets. So, like I said, I don't have all the info with me right now, but
It will be.
it's a school. I want to say like Kresge Auditorium or something. It's Bradley, Illinois, which is Bourbonnais to Bradley. It's the same area. But it's a very worthwhile fundraiser.
If I ask, what's the fundraiser for?
It's to support mentally disabled people. They find them jobs. They find them positions.
It's a great cause.
And it's a great cause. And when they asked us to do it, we were happy to be a part of it. And we're going to bring some of these people on stage with us at the end there and do a Christmas song with them. So, like I said, I'm going to have all the information up on our Facebook page coming up probably within the next couple of days. And so check it out, and you can see exactly where it's at.
The time,
you can get
so
the
forth.
Tickets and so forth. But it's December 14th. It's an 8 p.m. show.
Awesome. Look at the credits. If you can't make it, then they'll have some information about where to donate if you'd like to donate, which that's a great cause. You guys should do a charity event for me called, I don't know, Dave Mrs. Goodest Musicus, and just come in my backyard and start playing.
Yeah. Well, this is Kankakee County is where it's at.
Okay. Yeah. And that's not far away either. That's maybe 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I believe. Yeah. Bourbonnais, Bradley area. It's not bad. Yeah. I know it's up west, I guess, or wherever, but I've been through. It's where the Bears do their training camp at. Yeah. So, but it was great having you on the show.
Thank you.
And
it was a pleasure.
And I'm going to give out more information about the Cornerstones of Rock as well. Check it out. They're going to be here again in 2020. That'll be all information you're going to get on the end credits too. So thank you once again for being here, guys, and I appreciate all you guys watching. Don't forget watching in the next couple of weeks, because you're going to get more updates about the feature film that I'm in and everyone that's going to be acting in it. So thank you once again, and have a great night.
La vecina